Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy with me, Rock Paper Mario. As we can see, we have 120 stars now. We're going to be entering an area of the game we haven't entered yet, and that's Mama's Library, which is in here, according to this helpful Luma. I know like a lot of people like tend to do this, like where they just kind of read the story as if they were reading the story. But I don't think that's really me to just be like in such a passive, inactive sort of role. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to read it, but I'd like to kind of like have a little bit of discussion as well. So chapter 1, the Celestial Duo. We have these really beautiful pictures here as well, like that look like they've been painted with like done with pastels, really, don't they, or chalk. And our story begins a very, very long time ago with a young girl. One day this girl spotted a rusted spaceship holding a small star child. It's a really pretty little story as well, it's so beautiful. "What's your name? Are you lost?" the girl asked the star child. "I'm Luma, and I'm waiting for Mama. She's coming for me on a comet," said the star child, who had been waiting day and night. Oh, look at this! Oh, it's just so cute. "Don't worry, I'll wait with you," the little girl promised Luma. It's almost like Princess Toadstool and Twink in Paper Mario. At nightfall, the little girl borrowed her father's telescope and peered into the sky. She looked and looked, but she saw nothing. Hours turned into days and then years, but still the sky revealed nothing. Finally, the little girl sighed and said to Luma, "If we stay here looking much longer, I'll be an old lady soon." But then she had an idea. "Why don't we go out there and find your mother ourselves?" Oh my god, look, and then they like make the starship. They like fix it up and go out and on this quest to find Luma's mother. And then it's like just like so typical of Rosalina, like this selfless act, I don't know. The girl and Luma fixed up the rusty spaceship, and then the two set sail into the starry sky. And this is how the search for the Celestial Mother began. We have chapter 2. So like this is like you unlock these as the game progresses, I suppose. Star bits. This is really cute, actually. Days passed with no sight of the comet or even a single planet. Instead, asteroids extended for as far as the eye could see. "If I had known it was going to take this long, I would have packed more jam," said the little girl above the rumble of her belly. Aww. Look at them thinking about the food. It's just so cute and it's so juvenile, or that kind of way. Before, like exactly like a children's book. Like, you know, in a children's book, like you're allowed to have things like that. Like, oh, we're going off on a quest. Like, oh, we better pack enough jam. Do you know? Before they'd left, they'd packed all the essentials: telescope, butterfly net, stuffed bunny, bread, milk, jam, and apricot flavored tea. Obviously, all the things you need for a life's journey, do you know? But it's just like, it's so adorably juvenile. I don't know. The logic of it. I love this picture as well. That's like something you would have as a desktop. It's so beautiful. "I forgot to bring water." At this, the Luma burst into gales of laughter and the girl began to pout. Luma's being an ass. "As long as I have star bits, I'll be fine," said Luma. "Want some?" The little girl couldn't stay mad after hearing this. Aww. It's just so adorable, like the relationship that they have. Luma continued to laugh, and the girl couldn't help but join in. "Alright, maybe just a nibble." Oh, look at all those star bits. It's like, that's another beautiful image. Like, all of these images are just so beautiful. It's amazing. Leaning far out of the ship, the pair began to collect star bits with the girl's net. They almost fell out a few times, but they kept on collecting. The star bits tasted like honey. Chapter the 3rd, the Comet. How many chapters are there? I think it's 8, is it? There's like a beautiful blue comet. A beam of light pierced through the ship's window. Thinking it was the morning sun, the girl pierced through the window only to find a turquoise blue comet shimmering at her. The little girl shook the sleeping Luma awake and shouted excitedly, "We have to get to that comet." Yeah, I suppose they think it's the one where Mama is. The pair descended onto the comet and they found it was made of ice. They looked high and low, but Luma's mother was nowhere to be found. Exhausted, the little girl sat down with a flop, utterly unable to take another step. "Look!" Oh look, oh my god, all the star bits. Wait, so, what was I doing there? Peering down at the icy ground where Luma was pointing, the girl suddenly noticed clusters of star bits encased in the ice. Pretty good, huh? Finding star bits is my speciality, said Luma, beaming. Aw. There's ice here, but it's so warm, I'll bet there's water here too. The two decided to stay on the Comet for a while. Riding the turquoise Comet, the pair continued their search for Luma's mother. So obviously this becomes like, I presume, the Comet Observatory later on. Chapter 4, The Dream, because this is like the origin story of Rosalina and the Lumas. One night the girl dreamed about her own mother. Where are you going? She asked her mother's retreating back. Without turning, her mother replied, Don't fret, dearest. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always watching over you like the sun in the day and the moon in the night. Aww. That's so cute as well. A wave of sadness washed over the girl. What about when it rains and I can't see the sun or the moon? Her mother thought for a moment before responding. I will turn into a star in the clouds and wait for your tears to dry. Oh, this is so heartbreaking. Like, some parts of this are just so sad as well. It's just like, I don't know. It's just really, really, really endearing. And this is what's missing from Galaxy 2, is this kind of thing. Like, this whole, like, way that you feel like your heart is in the game, or this way that it just kind of grabs onto you and endears you. When she awoke, the girl's face was damp with tears. You have starbits in your eyes, said Luma to the girl. Wiping her face, the girl replied, These are tears, not starbits. I'm crying because I'll never see my mother ever again. At this, Luma began to cry too. Mama, oh mama, wah! Like that Winnie the Pooh. Oh my god. Aww. The pair travelled through the starry skies, and though they encountered many other comets, not one of them held Luma's mother. Luma was despondent. Now, Luma, the rain clouds won't go away if you keep crying, the girl said, giving Luma a squeeze. I'll give you a present if you stop. The girl closed her eyes and said gently, I'll take care of you. With these words she felt a small spark in her heart. Chapter 5, Home. Oh look, that looks like the kitchen. The kitchen will go here, and the library will go over there, the girl said busily to herself. We'll put the gate here. Ever since the girl took Luma under her care, she'd been bustling about at a feverish pace. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it to make a happy home. Rosalina and Luma, happy home designer. It turned out that starbits weren't the only things buried in the ice. There were tools and furniture unlike any they'd ever seen, and the girl used them to build a home. Like, once again, it makes absolutely no sense, but it's just like it's just like a way of making the story work that you're allowed to do because it's a children's story and a child will just accept something like that as being the case, you know? Looking at the completed house, Luma remarked, Don't you think it's awfully big for the two of us? With a library, bedroom, kitchen, fountain and a gate, it was certainly spacious, but still something seemed to be missing. If only my father, brother and mother were here, the girl said wistfully. Indeed, the house was too large for its two small residents. Aww. Look, they have like the little bunny, which is like the bunnies in this game, like the star rabbits. That night, clutching her favourite stuffed bunny close to her heart, the girl fell asleep in the starship. Here we are, Chapter 6, Friends. Oh, look, another Luma. Then one day, while the girl sat sipping tea, a tiny apricot-coloured planet appeared on the horizon. From the planet, another Luma of the same colour emerged. Do you two know each other? The girl asked the two Lumas gleefully. Despite the girl's excitement, they seemed uneasy. What's up? The two Lumas neither drew closer nor backed away from each other. Instead, they just stared. Then one Luma broke the silence. My mama. At once the apricot Luma parroted back, My mama, my mama. My mama, my mama. Be quiet. The two Lumas began to dance around the girl frantically, and neither showed any sign of stopping. The girl was so charmed by this adorable scene that she couldn't help but laugh. And that's when something very strange happened. Oh my god, look. Suddenly, more Lumas began to pop out from the apricot planet. They were different colours, but they all shouted the same thing. My mama! My mama! Think of how, like, creepy that would be. Like, all these Lumas, like, surrounding you. Almost like those, like, Deku scrubs down in that hole in Ocarina of Time. The sight of all the shouting Lumas only made the girl laugh harder. What am I going to do with all these children? The Lumas just stared blankly as she doubled over laughing. I guess we'll have to name each and every one of you. I know! Octavius! But we'll just call you Gus. Tomorrow, once she had finished naming them all, she would begin moving all the Lumas into the new house. Oh, imagine like having all those Lumas in that house, like all of them living together, just enjoying each other's company. Just a really nice idea. After seeing their 100th comet, a sudden thought popped into the girl's head. I wonder if my home planet is still as blue as it was. That's when she remembered her father's telescope. Peeking into the telescope, a tiny blue dot floated into sight. It was smaller than a star bit. How strange, it's so far away, but it feels so close. Oh look, you can see it. She twisted the knob of the telescope, and the blue dot grew until she could make out a grassy hill dotted with flowers. It seemed very familiar to her. Zooming even closer, a terrace on the hill came into view. I used to go stargazing there when I lived on my home planet. She remembered rubbing the sleep out of her eyes as she followed her father up that hill to look at the stars. Oh look, it's snowing! She remembered how she and her brother would sled down that hill. She remembered having picnics with her mother on that hill on bright and windy days. And... oh, I want to go home. I want to go home right now. The girl burst into tears and the Lumas didn't know what to do. Yeah, none of your clowning around is going to make this feel any better, Lumas. I want to go home. I want to go back to my house on the hill. I want to see my mother. The girl was shouting now, her face wet with tears. But I know she's not there. I knew all along that she wasn't out there in the sky because... she's sleeping under the tree on the hill. The girl's cry echoed through the stars, and a hush fell over the area. Oh, it's so, like, it's just so sad. It's like so beautiful and yet so heart-rending. Though usually quite cheery, one day the girl became sad again. Luma drew close and tried to comfort her. Mama, you still have me. And don't be sad about your mama because she's a part of you. That means she's always close by. It's like me. I love starbits because they remind me of my mama. No, the girl said, unable to stop the tears. A lonely look flickered across Luma's face, but was soon replaced by a wide grin. I have an idea. I will transform into a comet, a soaring comet that can carry you all on this journey. This is amazing, like this is absolutely amazing. And with that, Luma, trailing bands of white, soared high into the sky, and just as quickly started to plummet back down. Kaboom! Kablam! The ground shook and a bright light poured out of the crater that the Luma had created. And this is like the origin of the Comet Observatory, like how it became, like why it means so much to her, I suppose. The bands of light twisted together to form a comet tail, and then Luma emerged reborn as a comet. The girl could scarcely believe her eyes. But how? She kept asking. Our destiny as Lumas is to transform into different things, said a red Luma who had suddenly appeared. Stars, comets, planets, we can become all of these things. When I grow up, I want to become a star that makes someone special smile, said Green Luma. Oh, like Luigi? That's so cute. But Blue Luma chimed in. That Luma turned into a real cutie of a comet, didn't he? So now she'll have like her Luma companion there forever, and they'll work together on like their journey. All of the Lumas together said, "No more crying, Mama." "Thank you," said the girl in a whisper, and she pulled the Lumas close and hugged them. From that day on, starbits no longer fell from the girl's eyes. The comet set forth for the girl's home planet, its long tail blazing proudly behind it. And here's the final chapter. Oh, look at them, they're baking a cake! With its many lumas and telescopes, the comet was quite a sight to behold. The girl and the lumas were proud to call it home. At a welcoming party for a new luma, the girl gathered everyone in the kitchen and said in a louder voice than usual, "All right, everyone, let's make a cake sprinkled with star bits, and then it will be a star cake." The lumas excitedly began to gather the ingredients. Look, there's like one in like a little wheelbarrow down there. It's so adorable, like he's driving around the place. Oh, look at him. As she watched the lumas scurry about, the girl smiled and thought to herself, "This is my family now, and I will stay with them until they're ready to leave the nest, and when they do leave, I'll see them off with a smile. Because that's what makes a mother happiest." Oh. That night, when the girl lay down to sleep, a soft light enveloped her and reminded her of the blue planet she once called home. But it would be nice to return home once every 100 years to nap in my favourite sleeping nook. Oh, the comet carrying the lumas and the girl continues its journey to this very day. With more family members in tow than could be counted, it's said that the comet visits the girl's home planet once every 100 years, its proud white tail glittering in the sky. The end. So yeah, obviously, like, Rosalina became the mother figure, like the maternal figure of the universe, going through, like, traveling through the universe, being like a nurturing force to all the lumas and whatever. And like the home planet is supposed to be the princess's planet, I suppose, because like they because that's where the Comet Festival is every 100 years. So I presume like Princess Toadstool and Rosalina are supposed to be like related to each other in a Chrono Trigger sort of way. Do you know? My story is finished. Like if Rosalina was of the royal family on that planet, and the princesses as well, do you know? I presume they're supposed to be of the same royal family, so I presume they're related, like they're like Maril and like the queen, like from way back when. So yeah, this is the library. It's just a pretty chill, relaxed place, and you can read like the story again if you want, like whichever chapter. But we're not going to do this because like we have an LP to finish. It's been beautiful while it's lasted, but the next video is going to be the last one. So yeah, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this part, and I'll see you next time in Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy. Bye now.